questions for you. I have been kind of scoping you out on social media, checking out some videos, some, things that you've done with collabs and how you've changed your name, changed genres. I mean, there's been a lot going on with you since this new single and the album last year when it was released, like big things, like you hit like this rock genre of, metal that wasn't in the cards initially.
Yeah. What's funny is like the only thing that I listened to from the time I was like 5 to 10 was like Slipknot, Shinedown, Stone Temple Pilots, Red Jumpsuit Apparatus, like all like sort of like metal and like I guess active rock would be what it's called. Like that's really all I listened to. And then when I was 11, my brother bought like a Meek Mill CD off of him, and he came home. He was like, "Yo, I bought
so
this."
it just
And then in my head, I'm like, "Oh, that's your friend, not his friend." He just like bought it from like he was doing an in-store thing or whatever.
Yeah.
When I was 11, and so then I just was like, "Oh, if your friend can do it, I can rap too for sure." So I started doing that forever. So I mainly listened to at that time. It was just like the Carter 2, the Carter 3, Lil Wayne, and then the Flamers 1, 2, and 3 mixtapes by Meek. And then I was just recording myself and watching like YouTube rappers. Like there was a rapper named D Pride, and there's one named Traffic, and like all these guys, and they would just be in their bedroom shooting music videos. So I bought like the same exact microphone that they had. Well, my mom bought it for me. It was like $90, yeah, for my birthday. First, I had like a headset that me and my boy like raked lawns for, and we got like $40, and we were cracking Cool Edit Pro and like trying to record and engineer stuff.
That's how it starts, just like a garage band.
Yeah, and it's like, we didn't have access to like recording. Well, we didn't know how to record instruments and stuff like that. So we were just taking YouTube beats or like SoundClick or like whatever it was. And then when I was 16, I believe, or 16 or 17, I met my producer who I work with now. And we started doing like rap beats with guitar solos on them. And then we started doing distorted guitar riffs with guitar solos on them, but it was still like mixed like a rap song. So then I started singing when I was like 16 or 17. And we started just kind of putting like singing hooks onto rap beats with guitars. And then when we got with my manager that I'm currently working with my production company, he was like, we should just mix these like rock songs and they'll be
hell yeah. I mean, especially with your influences, like you said, Shinedown has been one of my favorite bands for a really long time. They're heavy influence. And I like how you've had this mixture of rap is the genre that your voice has started in, where you said, I love how you said early on, like you were young, like 11 years old, 10, you had this big break where you needed to be a voiceover gig and you were the guy that got the job for that, right? Like that was your first, like, and it was in your bio, I read about something of you being like 10 years old and having this like opportunity to use your voice. Was that kind of, you went, oh, I actually have a voice now. I didn't know I could do this.
No. So what that was is we had a family member who made beats, and he was like, hey, can I sample your voice for a thing? Like I'm just gonna like to put in a beat, like just you'll do like the hey or whatever those like things are, like voice samples. And so he recorded me and they chopped it up for a voice sample.
Okay.
And then he had a studio, so then I was like, okay, if he's recording, I can record. And then he was recording me, and then so it was like.
So really the basis of it is you going, all of these people thinking if they can do it, I can do it. Because I really love how young you are and how much exposure and widespread message you have, even though you emphasize that it's an angry worldview, you still have a lot of people that agree with you and are believing your message. And I like that, because being young and having this, you keep saying, if they can do it, I can do it. For younger talents that are aspiring to do kind of the same thing you're doing, I feel like you're showing them that it's absolutely possible, which is really cool.
Yeah, and I think the whole that like part of the bio or whatever that says that, it was more so like how everybody will always tell you have to kind of just stay and do like the college thing, high school thing, whatever it is. And I agree, do that if that's what you think you do. But I think
floats your boat.
Yeah, just like the formality of like doing the individual steps of what you're supposed to do.
Yeah,
Is annoying when if you're somebody who knows you should be doing something else, if you're somebody who feels like you should be doing something else, that's kind of the angry like side that I'm talking about. I'm not necessarily angry. I'm like the happiest person you ever meet.
I know,
But
I was confused. That's why
Yeah.
I was like, what,
no, that,
what are you angry about? Because you sound so positive.
I saw that and I was like, I think that got taken out of context.
Well, good. We cleared it up then. Let
Yeah.
it be known. You're one of the happiest people. You just got some anger with them telling you how to live your life.
Yeah, and like I in high school I was in like a program because I was like, I'm not doing work. You're either gonna fail me every year, or you're gonna pass me. Because I could do like I would pass all my classes. It was like I'm not going home and doing 3 hours of homework. It's never gonna happen. So they ended up just passing me. But that was kind of more that like I would leave third period in high school, go to work, and then just come home, make music or shoot a video. And like every day after school, it would just be all of us and we would just be recording music.
And here
So-
we are. And now you're touring. You've got a lot of dates coming up in California. Really
Yeah.
excited for those. One of which is coming to Fresno to Strummers April 1st. So
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to meet you in person and have you rock out with our like listeners. They really love adrenaline, which I am curious about. Okay, you're talking about adrenaline being fueled, like you drowned in it your entire life. Are there things that you like to do adrenaline wise that don't have to do with your vocals, singing in front of crowds? Do you bungee jump, you roller coaster, skydive? No, nothing.
I do. I will go. I'll go on any roller coaster. I do like water slides and stuff. But like as far as like extreme things,
Mhm.
there's no shot.
There's no shot. No.
I'm not jumping off a bridge. I'm not cliff diving. It's just not happening. You know how many
Right.
people have like died probably cliff diving versus the amount of people who have never cliff dived that have died cliff diving? None.
Well,
Okay.
you know what? Half these people are probably going to do that listening to that song, though. I mean, they're going to be fueled, ready to go swan diving off the cliff.
They can do whatever they want, and I'm not gonna stop them. And more power to you if you wanna bungee jump. You never seen that episode of Fresh Prince where she, you know what I'm talking
No,
about?
but I've bungee jumped and skydived, and they're amazing things. That's why I love your music. I'm listening to it going, I feel the burn. I know what it feels like, but I guess we're not on the same page.
boyfriend or fiance or no boyfriend was proposing to her on live TV, and he was bungee jumping, and they died.
Oh my God. I missed that one. I now to recap the show, I'll start with that. That's the
I'm
episode.
gonna steal Fresh Prince for you. Sorry.
So I've seen you perform too with We Came as Romans, and
Yeah.
I really thought that was cool. I liked that mashup a lot, and I know that you have a lot of inspiration and have talked about Hollywood Undead. Would that ever be a possibility of seeing you tour like that or do these collabs with these bands again? Because I know right now it's like you are this focal point of you coming out as this individual 0936, like you're here, but are you going to do that? Is that something you're working on?
Yeah, I mean that's like collaboration is like the most fun thing to me. So I'm surprised people don't do it. Like anybody who has access to it, like I hit up everybody. I'll DM anybody. And sometimes it works. Like I was talking to Caleb from Beartooth.
Oh, awesome. I love Beartooth.
Yeah, he's gonna
They're
produce.
great guys.
Hopefully we'll do something together. I have a song coming out that has a feature on it that I'll tell you about when we're done.
Yeah, and I apologize. I don't know if you can hear my background. We've got this station next to me, and they're kind of blaring music. So if you can hear that.
No, I can't hear. You're all
All
good.
right, well, cool. So yes, so you have a song coming out.
With a feature. And then me and Beartooth are gonna do some stuff together. Probably do some more Hollywood Undead stuff. I have another collab coming out that I'm featured on.
Making
like,
moves. You're being busy. That's how you keep going, huh?
it's fun because it's like you like look up to people or you are inspired by people. I don't know why you wouldn't want to kind
No,
of
I totally understand. I agree. I love to perform as well. I've worked on music videos with some of my favorite bands that when I was younger, like Theory of a Deadman and Shinedown, where I loved them, and I was able to act in both of their music videos, and I was like, this is my dream come true. So it's to be able to work with the people that you've looked up to and go, you've influenced me to do this and be in this genre and rock, like that. I think it's cool, and I think you're meshing it. Like you've also brought up Machine Gun Kelly being how he went and people hated it, like of going, I was a rapper and then now I've brought out this rock album. Well, that's your audience as well. It's kind of this mixed collective between people that totally love it and people that totally hate it, but at the same time they're still listening.
And I like it, what the whole MGK thing, because he can really rap too. He's someone who can really rap that does rock music, which is cool, or pop punk or whatever it is. So I think it's sick, and his new song is great. I don't know if you've heard it with Lil Wayne, but I love it.
Oh, I haven't heard it. I'll have to. Fresh Prince and the new song from Machine Gun. You're giving me all these things I gotta look up.
Yeah, that's also like with Theory. It's hard because I don't really care about genre much. Like I'll drop any type of song, like a rock song, like a hard rock song or an active rock song or a metal song or a new metal song or whatever.
Well, through your song, it kind of sounds like that. I mean, you break it up where I can listen to one song of yours and all of those genres really kind of smack me in the face at the same time, like, but in a good way.
Yeah, and like, you know, when Theory asked me to do the feature on their song, I was like, hell yeah. It's not a metal song, but I don't care. I like the song. I'm gonna do the song. I don't know.
That's awesome. And then their audiences kind of touch in. They're like, who's this guy? And you know, you have a very strong presence to your voice, so I think it works with a lot of different genres. You know, music is music. If you love music, you know, and you're able to put a beat and a melody and a rhythm to a lyric, I mean, gosh, do it.
A little bit more that way, because like I'll see, like, people will say, like, on Adrenaline, people be like, this is just Justin Bieber with double bass. It's like, okay, cool.
Oh, wow.
I love Justin Bieber, so I'll take it. But you know, it's weird. Like, it's just like people have their own opinions, and nobody can just be like, oh, this is a cool whatever. It's like it has to be compared to something, or if it's not all the same thing, it's not gonna be. I don't know.
Most people are able to criticize and not create. Those who can't create criticize. So at the end of the day, if you are going to put yourself out there, risk it, you're going off, you're making shows happen, and you know, you're influencing an audience that I just love that. I think it's awesome. You've got a long career ahead of you to keep moving forward.
Yeah, it's sometimes, like, you know, it's hard to get people to enjoy something that, you know, if you like this metal band that, and all they make is these metal songs, you'll probably also like this metal band that all they make is those metal songs. So a lot of times it's hard. Like for the Theory thing, all I did was rap on it. If someone doesn't like rap, they're probably not going to listen to my other stuff, and they would never know that they do like whatever other songs I have that might sound like that Theory song or whatever. But it's fine. You know, it's fun for me to kind of just go in the studio and make whatever we haven't already made. Like, that's me and my producer, No Love for the Middle Child. That's our goal. It's just like, if this sounds like something we already did, delete it, then start over, because it's not.
Well, see, and I like that, in being able to invent different, you know, versions of yourself. Each album you come out with, creating a new, you know, it keeps it, I don't know, the creative like spice of it is authentic, and, you know, gives you variety. But I'm curious, because you were Zero, that was your handle, and then kind of rebranding yourself into 0936. I don't know if you've gotten this question many times before, but what is that meaning behind that? Is it you woke up at that time in the morning? What is the significance?
I was born. That was the time I was born.
Oh, really? Okay, so it is a time. Okay.
And we were going for, like, do you know, there's an artist named like Quinn 92. It's XCII, or like Charlie XCX. There's all the Roman numeral things, and I was like, that would be cool. I love, like, because the Roman numeral thing is very cool, very brandable. And I was like, and Zero is just horrible for search engines, even though I have it, the Instagram name. It's still bad.
Yeah, it is Zero. It's not even, that's your social media, is just Zero. It makes me think of holes, which is awesome. So
yeah, I get 300 Instagram posts on Halloween every single year. Every single year I get tagged in a Holes costume. It's like 4 girls, they're dressed up as all the Holes characters, and I get tagged in every yeah, but so it's just bad for search engines. So we were trying to
look out this year. Zero, I'm coming for you with the hashtags.
I'll text you when it happens. So yeah, the name is just horrible for search engine, and we were trying to think of anything at all that would work. and I wanted to do the Roman numerals. And then I was like, okay, cool, we'll do the year I was born. So I type in 97 Roman numeral conversion, and it was so long. It was like,
You're
I
like,
don't even
oh no, yeah.
XVII.
Might as well have a barcode.
Yeah, it might as well be a QR code only. So we were like, okay, that doesn't work. And then we were trying all these other things. And then I went back to like the Roman numeral thing. I was like, I don't know what the same thing is, but
Mhm.
that, and I asked my mom, I was like, what time was I born? And 9:36 sounded cool to me. And like, it's like, if you look at a clock, it's always like the 9, the 3, and the 6 are on the clock. They're
Yeah.
all visible by each other. So it feels even in my head. Like they're all visible by 3. I don't know.
Well, it
And
works now that you explain it. I mean, that was one of the biggest things that I wanted to ask, was knowing that there had to be a reason why that became, you know, the new branding of it working for you. And it works. I like it. I mean, even when you see it on the deck of the logs of music coming up, like I know that the song for you is coming 9. It works.
Yeah, and then I didn't realize until after I picked it. So I texted my A&R from the label, I texted my manager at the time, and I was like, hey, what do you think of this? And everybody's like, it's awesome. I love it. Let's do it. It sounds awesome. I was like, okay, great. And then I went into the real world, and people were like, oh, cool. Like, what's your artist name or whatever? Then I had to start telling people, you have to spell the first half and then the second half is a timestamp, because I'll say the name and they'll be like, is that all numbers or is that not numbers? So if the first half of the name wasn't already a number, it would have worked out great.
Well, just take off the eero, just be Z936.
People be like, yeah.
Okay, well, I don't want to keep you for too long. I know you have, you know, a busy schedule of things to keep in your life, but I do I do want to know too, because you are from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania,
Yeah.
and being able to travel, get experience being so young and being all over places that are obviously not your hometown. Coming to California, you got all of these different places. You're going to Sacramento, you're going to San Diego, you know, coming to Fresno. Are there any things, bucket list things, when you tour or when you're traveling, that you try to do, knowing that it's, you know, the West Coast, East Coast, you're doing different things? So I've never been to the East Coast, so I'm always like excited when I meet people that I'm like, what? Because we act different. Like, have you ever noticed that? Like, there's just like a difference in how people act.
I lived in LA for 2.5 years.
Oh, okay. Well, see,
Yeah,
that's because that's what it is then.
Yeah, I lived in LA for 2.5 years. So I don't know. There's like nothing to do in the middle of the country, realistically. There is like a SpongeBob themed restaurant in Texas that I want to go to. We're gonna try to do that. It's like, it literally looks like the Krusty Krab. I don't know if you've seen it.
But no, I gotta go. See, this is the questions I'm asking you. All right, we've got 3 different things I gotta look up now.
Yeah, so we're gonna try to do that. That's one. And no, I pretty much, like, the only thing that I do when I'm on tour is my driver parks at a Starbucks every morning. I wake up and I go get a coffee. That's like my thing. And then I try to get Cane's as many times as I can, like as many times as possible, because well, okay. So I live right outside of Philadelphia, like 20 minutes north of the stadium, of the Eagle Stadium.
Okay.
And the closest Cane's is like 6 hours away. So
yeah, okay.
I try and get as much as I can, but now they're building one 5 minutes from my house. So
look at that. See,
God.
Manifested that right into your niche of your neighborhood.
They're building like 3 of them. Like right now, they're building 3 of them.
That
they're
always happens.
Street, and then 2 by my house. Crazy. And then they're building
you're
one.
Still residing there. That's your local. Is, you know, you travel and do your thing, but you're coming back and
I'm buying a house here, so I don't plan on. And the reason I'm doing that is because, like, when I lived in LA, I worked every single day. Like, I was like, hey, does anybody want to do that? It doesn't even matter. If you had any sort of good production, we were trying to work. So I was like, I was overworking myself a little bit too much. And then being on tour now for half the year, whatever, the whole year, half the year last year, I'm going to be on tour the whole year this year. But I can't be working the entire time I'm off as well, you know? So I think I also make better music when I don't overwork myself anyway.
Yeah. You're not like overwhelmed with, you know, just going with all these different things. I think that's good. Gotta get decompressed, go home, you know.
I'm like, I don't know. I just feel like you should definitely try and just spend some time not doing your job if you can. especially
But
when
you
we have,
enjoy it. So it's the, they say you find something you love, you're never working. So,
yeah. And I'm always I'm always working. Like I'm literally home for 2 days and I'm about to do a session right after this. So
well,
but
awesome. Well, we're excited. Fresno is excited to have you at Strummers. It's a really tight knit venue. It's a cool, part of Tower District, our little like party street of Fresno. So it'll be fun to have like a show. We've been telling our listeners, a lot. Like we're trying to bring people in bands and events for us to like hang out and have a good time. And the music that you perform in that space, I think, it's gonna be very like compact. So it's gonna be loud.
I'm excited for you to hear the intro of the set because I'm not, the breakdown part on I'm not, where it's like after the hook.
Yeah. I now thinking about it, how are you gonna have this like in-person performance with this like heavy? Now that's another thing too, is it's you and not this like backed band that's doing huge heavy beats. Where is that, like, do you think of that? Do you go, I really like that my heavy scream and this song that I'm doing is going to go with the flow of this? How does that work?
Our set is like this, it's literally it's so dynamic. We try and keep it heavier near the end, but even near the end of the set there's like a part that's pretty died down. The intro is like, it's very sick. You'll hear it. It's like it's a take on the breakdown on I'm not, and it's very cool. So I'm excited for you to hear it.
Well, we're excited. I got my program director waving me on trying to cut me off here, so I don't want to get cut off by it. Before telling you thank you for holding out for this interview, we really appreciate you coming to Fresno, and we're excited to see the new version of 0936, and the first half spelled and the second half numbers. Don't you forget.
Make sure you announce that.
Yes, I will. I'll make sure. I will clarify. And now I got the inside scoop. We know what's going on. Yeah. Ready for collabs. It's really cool to hear. I'm really excited that I met you and learned like your different emphasis of the inspo you've got, like these bands that you've collabed with or worked with, and that you have this widespread thought, like, oh, if I'm going to work with this person or this person, like it could happen. So who knows who, 0936 is going to be with next. So cool.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for taking the time. I appreciate it.
Awesome. Cool. Well, we'll see you. 105.1 The Blaze is excited to have you come.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.